Helicopters, when you think about them, are a pretty unique flying concept. It's a pretty big departure from the plane, taking all of that forward propulsion power and directing it completely upwards. But considering how many successful variations of the helicopter there are today, I think it's a pretty good sign that it wasn't such a bad idea after all. So today I found a bunch of crazy helicopter replicas on the Trailmakers workshop, and we're going to compare them to the real thing and see just how accurate they actually are. So the first one here by King of Bread is apparently a replica of the GTA 5 FH1 Hunter or the AH-64 Apache. Which one is it? I'm assuming that the GTA helicopter is based off of the Apache, so that's probably why it's either or. But let's take a look at both of them and see which one it more closely resembles. Okay, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that this one was much more directly taken from the GTA version. It's got that fancy enclosed rear propeller and just the overall shape of the body and especially the nose as well. So let's see how well this thing actually functions. Here we go. All right, so one of the interesting things to notice about Trailmakers is helicopter blades, they're unique in Trailmakers, and this is especially no exception because this person has built their own style of helicopter blade, which is actually pipes, wings, and helicopter blades all combined together to create the appropriate proportion, and it looks nice, but I believe that if you look inside, there is actually a propeller spinning inside to give this thing some extra lift. But as far as control goes, check out the helicopter blade. It's very, very subtle, but you can see that it really slightly tilts in order to give this thing some roll and pitch, which is obviously different than how a real helicopter works with a swash plate mechanism, but we don't have that kind of capability really in Trailmakers. But I got a bunch more buttons here to press, so I can use the tail to actually yaw myself. So that's really nice. And I think this thing has bombs as well, so if I open G, you can see that a door opens, and let's actually make sure I'm over the carrier here. So I'm assuming the numbers are gonna, oh, there we go. There's one bomb dropped, and it went right through the carrier. Perfect. All right, let's just drop all the other ones. Come on, one of them's got to explode. There we go. All right. And I think we also have, we also have guns in the front. And look at this thing. This thing's actually really cool. It's on those suspension pieces, and it gives it a slight recoil, which is awesome. All right, let's see if I can take this thing in for a landing now. Gentle, 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 gentle. There we go. That was actually pretty gentle. That wasn't too bad. So, you know, we're off to a strong start. This is a pretty good replica, and it actually functions pretty well. All right, and up next by the Zeus, we have the AH-1Z Viper. So let's actually fly this thing around first, and then I'll bring up some images of it. Wait, how does this thing... Okay, I don't... Oh, well, how do I get the propellers to spin? Oh, my goodness. What? All right, everything but the propellers are working. Oh, I am in the gunner's seat. Oh, that makes a lot of sense now. Oh, that is so cool. Look at the front of this thing. I didn't realize that there was two separate seats. All right, let's get in the driver's seat then. Can I please get in the driver's seat? Oh boy, this has a tilting rotor as well. All right, here, let's repair ourselves. Man, that means I can't shoot. Wait, can I shoot? Oh, I can shoot from the driver's seat as well. Okay, good, good, good. I was hoping that would be the case. All right, well, let's see what happens. Oh boy, oh, that's a pretty fast spinning blade considering how long those are. There's definitely the help of a gimbal jet on top too. All right. Oh, and we got some forward thrust. Is that accurate? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I'm in a roll. This is like a feedback loop. I'm not controlling. I'm not actually even trying. This is auto-correcting. It's doing that by itself. Let me just try to. All right, there we go. Now I'm taking control. I am taking control myself. There are some automatic corrections that try to keep you stable, but for now, I'm actually I'm just trying to override all of that and fly it on my own. So this thing's got a whole bunch of different gun options. I mean, we got this thing. We also got these massive cannons. Let's get over land. We don't need to be on an aircraft carrier with helicopters. We can take off and land wherever we want to. They're basically a VTOL without the plane part. However, this one has some forward thrusters. So, all right, I think number 3 is the missiles. I'm gonna shoot them at the back, this backboard over here. Oh my goodness. All right, and shoot. Oh, there they go. They go down. All right, underwater explosion. Nice. I guess they are supposed to be surface-to-ground missiles, so they did a good job. But, you know, I want to take a look at those missiles again. Here, let me come in for a landing. Okay, nice and gentle. There we go. All right, these are some interestingly shaped missiles. It looks like the thrust would be asymmetrical because it's on one side. But here, let me do another shot. See if by chance I can blow up one of these explosive barrels with the surface-to-ground missiles. All right, go. Oh, hey, I actually got one. Look at that. I'm surprised. Those missiles actually, they fly pretty nice considering the thrust is on one side of them. All right, let's bring up a picture of this thing now and see how accurate it actually looks to the real thing. All right, there we go. Ooh, not bad at all, actually. This thing's really nice. I mean, minus the lack of glass in the cockpit, but that's just because you can't really put glass in a cockpit shaped like that in Trailmakers. You just gotta make do. You can pretend there's glass there. Yeah, a lot of love went into the aesthetics of this thing. This is really nice. All right, so this is the Coast Guard U-860 by X-Dweeb. So this one also has a really unique propeller design. And not only that, this thing has a simulated swash plate mechanism. So look at this. As I press WASD, you can see it turns this swash plate in different directions, and that actually triggers sensors which then translate that motion into the blades as if it was a real swash plate. So like watch, oh boy, oh, there's a drag glitch on the blades as well. Okay, I was wondering why those pipes were there. They actually disconnect to get some crazy amount of rotation on this thing. That's a clever solution. Oh my, whoa. Whoa, the swash plate works really well. Wow, I've never seen this before. But as this spins, you can see, if I hold left, you can now see that as the blades go around, they all get adjusted gradually. This is some crazy programming going on here. They have gradual changes, like incremental angle changes as it goes across the swash plate. It's a lot more complicated than just on or off. Like there's incremental things happening here. So that's actually really impressive. And wait a minute, does this thing not have torque applied to itself? It seems a little bit, but it doesn't seem like that much torque, and I'm a little bit confused why, because I don't see a counter torque happening. How do I go up? Space is to go up, I assume? There we go. Space is the collective pitch. Oh, and then shift is to go down. Oh, hold on. I want to see that on the ground. I want to see that when it's not moving. So space is to go up. You can see everything pitches up, and then shift is to go down. Everything levels out. That is really cool. All right, what is G? Oh, landing gear, of course. All right, let's fly this thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to recover. Oh, there we go. All right, the swash plate does seem to actually have some interesting physics effects. There seems to be some adverse roll happening when I try to tilt in certain directions. Oh boy, yeah, there's a lot of weird effects happening. It's actually really hard to fly this thing straight. I mean, this does seem to be a pretty experimental swash plate mechanism. And of course, there's the gyroscopic precession effect that is going to affect how things happen, how the forces are applied when there's something spinning like this. But I think I'm experiencing an issue with the torque right now because it seems to keep wanting to tilt me to the right side. And I'm assuming that is related to the fact that there is no real counter torque happening that I can see. Like all the other helicopters that we looked at so far had dual rotors counter rotating to cancel each other out, but this one does not. And I'm constantly having to try to tilt to the left. Because if I don't, this is what happens. If I let go of the controls, I just do a massive tilt to the right. All right, let's just go this way. Oh my goodness. All right, and there's also, since this is supposed to be a Coast Guard, I guess, rescue helicopter, we can then go over and pick anybody up from the ocean, I guess, by putting this thing down into the water. All right, let's see if I can actually land this thing now. It should be easier to land. Oops, I almost forgot my landing gear. There we go. Now landing gear is down, and then I just lower myself to the ground and turn off the blades. And there we go. That was actually hovering and changing altitude is surprisingly easy and very stable and super smooth. But using the actual swash plate when you're trying to get some velocity, there's definitely some interesting physics happening with that one. But genius design, never seen it before this, so this is really awesome. Oh, I almost forgot to put some pictures up. So here's what it's actually based off of. And I think it actually looks pretty good. Yeah, even more impressive than the design accuracy is the swash plate thing. That was really cool. All right, up next, I'm really excited about this one. This is a V22 Osprey Tilt Rotor Mark II by Sir Snobbert Esquire III. That is quite the name you got there. Now, I'm really curious about this one. I actually have two V22s to look at so we can compare them. But I'm really curious about this one because I've tried to build these in the past and it was really, really difficult. And I was considering revisiting it. But one of the things that I cannot get over is if you look at the location of these rotors, oh man, there's some floppy stuff going on there. But if you look at the location of the rotors, they're kind of located above the center of mass. Like once they tilt forward, oh my goodness. One of the issues I've always had was that they're above the center of mass, so they want to like tilt the entire thing nose down. So let's see how well this thing deals with it. Looks like this thing has some doors in the back that we can open as well. Nice cargo area back there. All right, so I think shift is to activate the motors. There we go. Okay. Interesting. I don't actually understand how this thing is tilting right now. Like, those obviously shouldn't be working. Those flaps shouldn't have any real effect in VTOL mode, but it's working. Maybe there's a variable thrust that changes to tilt. I don't know. Or there could be a servo somewhere, but I'm not seeing it right now. All right, and then I think Z is to shift. Okay, here we go. All right, now we're in flight mode, and let's see how it flies. I mean, this is feeling pretty good so far, although it's feeling kind of like, it's feeling like I'm struggling to maintain level height. I definitely feel like I am falling. I'm losing altitude. Oh no, pull up, pull up. Oh man, I couldn't maintain the altitude for some reason. All right, let's try this again. Here, I think there's a yaw as well. Yeah, you can actually see the propellers counter tilt to each other to create that yaw effect. All right, let's try to go over to land, and I think the transition back to VTOL mode from flying is gonna be kind of difficult. This is not the direction I intended on going, but you know what? I think with how slow this thing handles, I think this is the direction I have to go now. I'll try to work my way around and then transition back into VTOL mode. Oh, but yeah, this thing feels really bulky. Really hard to keep this thing up in the air. Needs more thrusts. All right, let's try to transition back into VTOL mode. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, that actually worked. That's not bad. That was not bad at all. All right, let's come on down. Nice and gentle for a landing here. Wow, okay. You know what? This thing's actually pretty good. This is definitely one of the better Ospreys that I've experienced in this game. And to give a picture for reference, this is what it is based on. And aesthetically, I think it looks pretty good. This is a pretty accurate visual replica. So now I have another one that is a little bit different, at least on the color scheme, but I have no idea what the difference is in control. I mean, shape-wise, it's a lot smaller, but very similar shape. And this one even has a magnet, a deployable magnet for picking things up. I guess this is a cargo Osprey. So this is by Info. So, ooh, this one has a lot of controls on it. Oh, this one has a lot of sensors. This thing has some auto stabilization going on. A lot of auto stabilization. Propellers are active. Now what happens? Oh, there's the land. Whoa. I just lifted my landing gear up and I'm just straight up hovering right now. All right, how do I go up though? Oh, that's not what I was expecting. Pressing S? Pressing S goes up? All right, I mean, look at this. We can turn in place. I think this thing has a lot of just automatic stuff built in going on. All right, I think shift is to convert into forward mode. Okay. Oh yeah, this thing is this thing is just filled with autopilot stuff. We've got hover things happening. We've got, like, I think thrusters and stuff on the inside helping with turning and all that stuff. And this thing is just programmed to stay stable. This is pretty much just a visual representation, but none of what you're seeing visually is really having that much to do with the physics of the flight. Just a little bit. Yeah, 1 is to put down the magnet, 2 is to activate it. And then 3 is the horn. You gotta have your foghorn. I mean, otherwise, how are you gonna let the people know that you're coming to rescue them? Prepare to be rescued. It's like I can hear your helicopter blades from miles away. You don't need to honk at me. All right, but let's put this back up and let's see if we can take this thing in for a landing. All right, convert into vertical mode. And then W to go down. That's right. Oh, put the landing gear back down. There we go. And yeah, this thing's gonna be easy to land. It's programmed to pretty much stay level height, so no problem at all. There we go. Well, this one's definitely really well programmed, but it does give it that more artificial feel compared to the other one, which was relying much more on the blades themselves and the thrusters that were in the blades. All right, and then up next by SYK, we have the MI-24, which is this thing right here. And this thing looks pretty intense. There's a ton of buttons on this as well. All right, can still control the gun, it looks like. Oh, yep. Definitely controlling the gun from this seat. Man, you have full control. I'm just trying to figure out how to fly this thing. And am I in the gunner seat, actually? Why do I spin that? Oh, this thing's got some cannons. Oh, there we go. Left alt is to go up. Whoa. Okay. And this thing has a lot of auto stabilization. Man, this thing just settles right in. Yeah, this is kind of crazy how well this thing just settles down to whatever altitude I give it. Now, if I press W... Oh. I probably shouldn't have held down W like that. Hold on. I thought it was going to automatically stabilize me into just a forward tilt rather than just letting me keep tilting. That was a poor assumption on my part. All right, now let's tilt forward. There we go. Okay, and now when I let go of W, it doesn't keep me tilted in that direction. It automatically stabilizes, so I have to hold W. Yeah, so that top servo that spins with 1 and 2 is actually the yaw. Oh boy. It's hard to fight the auto stabilization, but I'm figuring it out. I'm slowly learning. All right, what were the cannons? There we go. Yeah, that looks cool. All right, so what I do really like about this thing is how accurately it just hovers in place at whatever altitude you're left at. So that is really nice. So as far as the replica, it is based off of this right here. And actually, this thing looks really good, especially with the diving seats. The diving bells work perfectly for that type of cockpit design. They have a very bulbous design anyway, so those kind of work perfectly for that. And we even got the portholes for the windows on the sides there. All right, but the question always remains, can I land safely? I think I should be able to land pretty safely. Let's just get over the ground here. And look at that. Softest landing you could probably imagine. Yeah, I don't think you can get better than that for a landing. All right, I got one more to look at. All right, so this is the KA-50 Black Shark attack helicopter by the Penguin Viking. All right, here we go. Oh boy, it's just lifting up. It's just lifting up. Hold on. I was not ready. All right, it just goes. Interesting design on the rotor, though. I like that. All right, man, this thing flies really nice. Why are there cannons facing backwards? Oh, those are probably just for aesthetics. I was a little bit concerned about that for a moment. All right, so it seems like this thing has some pretty normal flight controls. Easy to get a hang of. Kind of just goes automatically. It doesn't seem to have like any type of auto altitude stabilization or anything like that. Like the other ones, you're just controlling everything yourself. All right, so left alt fires the cannons, and that works perfectly fine. Then we got some other ones too. Oh, there we go. Are those out? Oh my goodness. Whoa, I almost blew myself up there. And then I think number 3 is probably the missiles. Number 3. Oh yeah, there we go. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Not bad at all. All right, now can I land? How do I land this thing? This thing doesn't seem to actually have landing gear either. All right, so number 1 is the rotor. I think I just gotta turn the rotor off? Uh-oh. Oh boy, all right, turn it back on. Oh, okay, we're fine. I just gotta, this is a little bit more sketchy than some of the other ones. Hold on. Just gotta control the speed of the rotor. Oh, it's okay. Might have to repaint the bottom, but it'll be fine. And I think one of the other things is, oh yeah, look at that. We have a fake gun on the side that we can aim up and down as well. All right, so as far as the accuracy of the replica, this is what it is actually based on. And I gotta be honest, it looks pretty cool. I don't think I've actually seen this helicopter before. It has a really unique nose design, and he got that really well in this design too. So really impressive. Helicopters are definitely one of the more difficult vehicles to make well in Trailmakers, but I think as we've seen here, it is definitely possible if you put the time into it. So great job to everyone in the workshop for these awesome creations. If you enjoyed this, let me know what other types of creations you'd like to see me dive into on the workshop, and I can compare them to their real life counterparts as well if they have real life counterparts. But if you guys enjoyed this, you'll probably enjoy some other videos on the channel that you can check out on the end screen right here. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.